Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 11th of September 2021. Now, way back in the spring, I said to my wife Lorraine, I said, what we'll do is have a summer of protest, and then when it gets to kind of this time of the year, September, early autumn, we'll see how the land lies, and if things haven't improved, we will start to make plans as to how we can sort of go forward from here. And we've had, as you've seen on my many videos, many protests. Been to, I think I've been to 7 of these protest marches, and Lorraine's been to sort of 3 or 4 of them now. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the protesting has worked. Unfortunately, it might have woken a few people up, but here we are in September now, and despite all those protests, some of them with sort of up to a couple of million people marching through London, it just seems to have been either totally ignored or forgotten, really, or many people don't even know they took place. And here we are, sort of going from bad to worse as we go into winter, or into the autumn, should I say, and then the winter after that, of course. And well, I'm seeing sort of headlines now, Morrison's going to not pay un-big V'd people as much as the ones who have had the treatment, and they're also talking about, well, funnily enough, that government minister who the sheep farm guys were investigating, what's his name, Nadhim Zahawi, who, if they're to be believed on sheep farm, and I don't see why not, they seem to sort of really do heavy amounts of research, he is just as much as a wrong 'un as all the rest of them. And he was saying in Parliament, it must have been yesterday, I guess, that they are not ruling out a certain type of passport for pubs and restaurants. That's what the headline was. So if they're not ruling out, that means they're planning on bringing it in, sure as night follows day. So where does that leave us? I mean, all these people, the government, powers that shouldn't be, and even an uncomfortably sort of large segment of the population seem hell-bent on bringing in this kind of apartheid type of society, and turning the likes of us, who so happen to have a brain in our heads and we sort of believe in doing a little bit of research, not just listening to mainstream media, but actually believe in doing a bit of research before doing things to our bodies which can't be reversed. After all, you can't take the stuff out once it's in there, can you? You can always put it in at any time, but you can't take it out once it's in there. And they really want to demonise us and make us second-class citizens. Well, I've never been one to sort of sit around and take nonsense like that from bullies, which is all it is. At the end of the day, it's bullying. And I am really hoping that this is kind of like a sort of what was it called, McCarthyist sort of movement in the United States in the 50s. I think that was relatively short-lived, though it was pretty intense. You only had to be accused of being a communist or a socialist, and things weren't sort of very good for you for a while. But it was relatively short-lived, I think, and we'll just have to hope this is the case. But it's no use just sitting around to wait and see what happens, only to see things getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So time to start making plans and taking action. I say start, and I have been doing a fair bit over the summer anyway, but time to step things up a gear and just seeing what our options are. And one option, I mentioned this a couple of days ago, is kind of freedom cells and becoming part of freedom alliances. And I am actually going to attend this event next weekend in Forest Row. I kind of mentioned it in a video a couple of days ago, so I'll leave a link to that video in the description box below, and so you can take a look at that. And these freedom kind of cell networks, freedom alliances, whatever you want to call them, it's all about self-sufficiency. And I'm not talking about sort of going out off into the remote wilds and just cutting yourself off from society altogether and just being a subsistence farmer or anything like that. You can do things a lot more close to home, as it were. And yeah, these various sort of videos and things I'm about to recommend will explain things in a bit more detail. But anyway, going back to this event next weekend, I've recently found out, just today, I got an email saying that the event's happening on Saturday and Sunday, the 18th and 19th, but then on the Monday, the 20th, they're having common law constable training, a training day for that, because I think common law is going to be another sort of big sort of weapon in our arsenal. If we start finding that we're sort of getting banned from or not able to enter sort of pubs and restaurants and shops and that sort of thing, we can use common law to hammer these institutions hard and make them think twice before doing that, because I think sort of options, if you do it properly, options are there for sort of taking them to sort of certain various courts and that sort of thing and getting sort of financial redress on the matter. So common law is one thing I'm going to be finding out a lot more about, as well as all the, just joining my local sort of freedom cell, which I'm hoping to do next weekend. Sort of do a little bit of networking with the people there, find out where my local one is and get chatting with them, see what it's all about, and just kind of going to start making a few preparations. If you're totally new to this Freedom Alliance, Freedom Cell Network thing, there's a video I'm going to leave alongside my one that I mentioned a minute ago. I'll leave that in the comment section below and in the description box below as well. And it's a really good video. It's kind of a Freedom Alliance, Freedom Cell 101. A little bit basic if you're more advanced on these things, but you might still want to watch it anyway. But if you're totally new to the concept, the guy kind of explains it really well, the various options. It ranges from everything from either growing your own food, or at least sort of networking with people who do grow food in your sort of local area, and then sort of in exchange for that you'd offer them skills and services that you have and provide. And that's only part of it. It goes into, these things go into all sorts of different things. And I would like to see this whole Freedom Alliance kind of network concept really expand into a complete parallel society with eventually our own shops, our own healthcare system, our own sort of food growing sort of systems, and our own sort of common law, our own very minimalist government, and just exist in a parallel society. Because I don't know about you, I don't know how you're feeling, but quite honestly, even if the government and society out there sort of said, right, okay, that's it, we hands up, it's a fair cop, we accept that the VPass thing is a completely bad idea, and we're going to grow up a little bit now and to allow you to grow up and just say, if you want to make an adult decision one way or the other about anything, about that, or about staying at home when the lurgy is rampant or anything, it'll be up to you to take your own adult decision on it, and we're going to leave it at that. Even if they decided on that tomorrow, and honestly, do you still want to be part of that society that and that government who are kind of thinking it's a good idea to segregate society, who do think it's a good idea to make people like us second-class citizens? Nah, not really. No, thank you. I think you've kind of shown your true colours to, well, sort of a great extent, and yeah, I think really my future now lies in a parallel society. So I'm going to do my bit to help grow such a society, and yeah, and at least come up with some plans of action to go forward to kind of divorce ourselves from mainstream society more and more as we go forward. So that is a little bit of a ramble there, and it's just going to be the one video from me today, because I've just finished that sort of long, hard, knackering job, and just had a nice shower and everything, and just going to have an evening of chilling out. So just the one video from me. Also have to remember it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and yeah, just to have to sort of just think about the people who lost their lives on that day, and to the people whose lives were changed dramatically on that day for the worse for many years to come, and yeah, just paying tribute to those people as well. So I'll leave it there. Back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.